So how's everybody feeling about the crypto market right now? I'm still feeling pretty darn good despite yesterday's, shakeout attempt, despite the red that we saw. We've had a nice green bounce back overnight. And what we're trying to see is if bulls are going to continue taking control of the market or if the bears are going to create a little bit more of a correction. Either way, there are some signs suggesting we have quite a bit of volatility ahead over the next 48 hours. And we're going to have a discussion about that heading into an important piece of data on Friday. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yeah, yesterday sucked. It was great, and then it sucked as the day went on. We know we finished on a red day for ADA. But what I find very interesting here is it continues to stay on trend. It continues to stay within this structure up and to the right, trying to again cement its reversal. Right now, ADA's fighting that 20-day and that 200-day moving average. And if ADA can really confirm above these ranges and actually set a little bit higher high than that, 77.44 we saw yesterday, that is a great sign. All right. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen for sure, but understand that the shakeout that we saw in the market yesterday, some people may have fallen for it, but most did not. And you guys can see that BTC had a nice bounce back here. It flew all the way from, 85.9 all the way up to the mid 87 range. So yeah, we're basically back on track in terms of BTC. Alts are lagging behind just a little bit. We did see BTC dominance kind of just continuing to be sticky here, right at about this, 81.3 through, 61.3% all the way up through 61.8%. And we're really just, again, waiting for that significant drop off. It's going to come with more confidence. Right now, even after the few couple days of green that we saw, we're still sitting in the fearful range and the fear green index. Nothing has really changed there. But what is interesting here in terms of ADA, it is on this point of a potentially volatile 48 hours. And this is actually something that Ollie Charts suggested. He said the Bollinger Bands are squeezing ADA on the 12-hour chart, signaling a potential spike in volatility is on the horizon. Now, what is interesting about this is if we look at the 12-hour chart, there is some historic relevance when it comes to this. The past several times we've seen this compression on the Bollinger Bands, we have seen volatile moves in terms of ADA. The last time was right here around the week of February 21st, 22nd or so. We saw ADA get pushed to the downside and then actually spike in a very volatile way to the upside. Take a look back here around the end of January. Compression on the Bollinger Bands, pushed to the downside. Back here at the end of December, compression of the Bollinger Bands, pushed to the upside, and so on and so forth, right? You guys can even see this back in here in November, very compressed for actually quite a bit of time, and then shot to the upside. So that is what we might potentially see in terms of ADA, at least just from that indicator alone. But there's something else that is suggesting we may have some of this volatility ahead as well. And that is, once again, leverage, right? We talked about this kind of compression zone in terms of BTC in the crypto market yesterday, and apparently people wanted to ignore that and ignored the potential for downside. Guys, we have this same exact thing playing out like yesterday. It's kind of a little bit of deja vu. It's like Groundhog Day. We're stuck in the same loop, right? And what we're seeing right now is BTC is again in one of these compressed zones, and it's basically between about 85.8, which is where the drop stopped basically, and we started our bounce, and between 87.7. All right, so we're right below a bunch of short leverage. Okay, it's actually even thicker than it was yesterday, meaning that market makers could see a push to the upside, liquidating a bunch of these shorts. And this is something that could fly BTC all the way up to like the 92K range. Now, again, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but just note that there is a bunch of a bunch of long leverage to the downside here too. So this, again, if we do make a volatile move, it could go one way or the other. We're seeing the same exact thing play out in terms of ADA as well. I wish I would have had the ADA one pulled up first, but you guys can see we have a very similar setup to what we did yesterday. Strong floor here in terms of long leverage. It's thicker than it was yesterday. A lot of people set up long positions that would get liquidated right at about our bounce point yesterday. And we can see some of that short interest filling in right above here again. Again, there's still that huge presence of short interest right at about 77 cents or so. And I'm not going to zoom out here as far as time goes, but there's still all this short leverage above these ranges. So if BTC starts to go on one of these aggressive moves into 90K plus territory, we could see ADA fly past that 77-cent range and again go on this run towards a new local high here. All right. Now, again, there's downside leverage too. So just understand that, right? We might be living out the same exact story as yesterday as we go through these next 48 hours. And really what might get interesting tomorrow is we have a piece of macro data. We have the PC report. Now, what I will say is that this could be probably a medium volatility moment. And why I'm saying this is people care less about the PCE report than they do the CPI or the PPI or the jobs data, but it is an important piece of macro data nonetheless. We have gotten to this point where the data is, very consistently good. It's all kind of falling in line exactly where we need it to be. And we don't want any outliers here. We want the PCE to fall basically in line with everything else. But it is something that people are probably going to be watching a little more than they normally would. And this could be something that triggers this volatility. It could take place before that. It doesn't need to take a specific event. Sometimes the market makers, they just want to send things one way or the other. So just understand that that's where we're at, right? We're on the verge of potentially some volatile moves in the market. And I don't know where we're going to be at as the day goes on. I'm actually going to be on a plane this morning. So I'm doing these videos pretty early. It's about 4:10 a.m. Central Standard Time, but that's just where we're set up at right now. When we zoom out, we're actually in a very good spot. ADA's still within the bigger, broader structure. There's still a huge bull flag that it's printing right now. And, the longer this formation plays out, the more aggressive this move to the upside can be. And again, we've talked about all these things that are working in ADA and Cardano's favor right now. Could not be in a better spot than we're at currently. So basically prepare for the next 48 hours. We'll see what happens. I'll obviously keep you guys updated while I am on the beach and in some sand and just relaxing, because I know that there are better times ahead. So appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.